Hi everybody, welcome back to DayZ and another one of my new kind of back to basic tutorials where I'm revisiting lots of the simpler questions that have been asked currently and in the past that I haven't really answered in previous videos. And in this one I want to address the issue of why do vehicles despawn when you've spawned them in using admin tools. So this is really a PC thing rather than console, and this came from a question I got. I think it might have even been, it was yesterday. CPT Smoke Trouble 01 said, "Great video, thank you. Question: I added modded vehicles to PC server, edit the types file, but they disappear when player leaves. Do I need to add custom events or something for them? I will only spawn them with VPP." So that's the VPP mod. So here I am. We're on my local server, and if I fire up the VPP mod, or actually I won't use VPP, we'll use Zomberry. So if I go to the spawn menu and type in, what should we have? Hatchback this time. Hatchback. Hatchback blue gun to do. Let's spawn that in. And then what I can do is I can say refuel and repair. So there we go. So as you can see, I've spawned in a rather cool looking hatchback. Look at that. I do like them, these kind of Golf ones. And then I could use that and I could drive it around. The catch is though, if you spawn in vehicles using an admin tools, they will unfortunately despawn on server restart. So it's not an effective way to give players vehicles. Unless of course they don't mind and accept them that they're despawning on restarts. So what I'll do, let's talk about some of the ways that you could give people stuff permanently. So what you could do is you could install something like the DayZ expansion PC mod, and that has a trader with it. And then with the trader, when you buy vehicles off the trader, they will have permanence on the server until someone steals them or you destroy them or something like that. Similarly with Dr. Jones Trader as well. Now I know this one hasn't been updated for quite a while. I haven't had a chance to test it, but again with Dr. Jones Trader, as long as you watch the bit about how you change the types to make sure that vehicles don't despawn, again if you give players vehicles via the trader, they will work. So what I mean by that is with DayZ expansion trader or with Dr. Jones Trader, what you would do is instead of giving the person a vehicle by spawning it in, you would spawn in some money and you would give them the money to go to the trader to buy a vehicle off the trader and spawn it in, and then it should have permanence on the server after restarts. If however you're working say on console or on PC and you just want to spawn in vehicles at custom locations, the way you have to do it is with an event. And I've already done tutorials on how to do this, but this is one of the tutorials I've done, and I'll put a link to this video in the description below this one. And basically what you're doing is, if we look here, so for example the way that vehicles spawn in DayZ is that they spawn in via an event. So an event is something that fires off randomly at specific areas around the map. Generally when players are approaching them, the thing will appear. So if we take the vehicle off-road 02, the event that fires should mean that there's 3 of these things happening at any one time, and they spawn in the off-road 02, which I think is the is that the Humvee? So that will then spawn in because of that. And when the server spawns in vehicles using this, they will have permanence. Now if we go to the types section, we can see that the type, it does have an entry for types. In fact, with your DayZ server, if there is not an entry for something that is spawning in on the server, it will not have permanence and it will disappear on restarts. But that's why you have to have an entry there. So that's why when you're spawning in vehicles, the way to spawn them in is don't spawn them in via types. If you're on console or you want to do it like this on PC, you spawn them in via custom event, and the way that you create a custom event, follow this tutorial that I've done in the description below this video. So hopefully that's helpful. Just remember that if you're using admin tools to spawn vehicles in on your server for people, they will disappear on a server restart. I don't think there's anything really you can do about that. However, what you could do is install one of the traders, DayZ Expansion or Dr. Jones, give people money so they could buy a vehicle via a trader. Or if you're on PC or you want to, or on console, sorry, you want to do it this way on PC, you could spawn in a vehicle at a custom location, and then you could turn the event off afterwards. Okay, so thank you very much to at CPTC Smoke 0001 for that question. And remember, if you've got any of these questions, but basic ones or complicated ones, please put them in the comment section down below. Before you do that, if you do a quick Google search or a YouTube search for the question that you're going to ask, just to see if I've already done a video about it, and then what I'll do is I'll add the new ones to my to-do list, and I'll start working through them one bit at a time. Okay, so hopefully it's been useful. If it has, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And of course, I'll see you again soon.